The night was a suffocating blanket, heavy and dark. Underneath a concealing tarp, a sleek black Tesla lay silent, a chilling to blow. Inside, a body. The death of Celeste Rivas sent shockwaves through the city, and unexpectedly, catapulted a young rising star into the vortex of a complex, unsettling mystery. This isn't just a sensational headline. It's a puzzle box of baffling coincidences and unsettling questions. This is the D4VD Files. We begin with a chilling juxtaposition: the life and work of the enigmatic artist D4VD, and the stark reality of a tragic death. Before the headlines screamed his name, D4VD, known for his haunting melodies and introspective lyrics, had a lesser-known creative outlet: graphic novels. In interviews, he spoke of his work, a series featuring a sharp, insightful detective pitted against a cunning, shadowy killer known only as Itami. The stark contrast between the virtuous detective and the cold-blooded Itami is striking. The imagery is sharp, almost violent in its detail. The detective's righteous pursuit juxtaposed with Itami's chilling brutality. Could this be mere coincidence? Or is it a premonition? A disturbing foreshadowing? A chilling premonition of events to come, perhaps unintentionally or deliberately unveiled by D4VD himself. The question hangs heavy in the air. The second piece of this unsettling puzzle revolves around the Tesla, allegedly owned by D4VD, and its connection to the victim, Celeste Rivas. The sleek lines of the vehicle, its recognizable logo, its license plate number hypothetically, for now, all juxtaposed against images of Celeste, create a disturbing link. Why was Celeste found dead in D4VD's car? Did they share a relationship? A secret connection unknown to the public? Was this a cruel twist of fate, or a carefully orchestrated scenario? The answer remains elusive, a haunting question that only a full investigation can unravel. Following the public revelation of the crime, D4VD's actions only deepened the mystery. His sudden cancellation of all public appearances, his terse, cryptic social media posts, the silence is deafening. Is this the panic of a man caught in a web of deceit, or a calculated strategy designed to conceal the truth? The empty stage, devoid of the artist's usual vibrant energy, speaks volumes of this abrupt halt in his career. Is this silence the silence of guilt, or a calculated choice to shield himself from the intense scrutiny of the public? The question remains unanswered, shrouded in the enigma of his sudden withdrawal. Finally, the shadowy relationship between D4VD and Celeste Rivas emerges as the most perplexing element of this unfolding drama. Rumors swirl, accusations fly on online forums, images surface, hinting at a complex, ambiguous dynamic. Pictures emerge, sometimes blurry, sometimes obscured, depicting the two figures with their backs turned, standing in a dimly lit space, their hands near but not quite touching, a visual metaphor, perhaps, for a connection both close and elusive. Was there a romantic involvement? A professional partnership? Something else entirely? And if such a relationship existed, did it play any role in the tragic events that unfolded? The darkness surrounding this question is profound, almost palpable in its intensity. The truth, for now, lies submerged beneath the surface. We return to the image of the Tesla, the case files scattered across a table, the ghost of D4VD in the background. The questions raised are hypotheses, conjectures born from limited information. The investigation continues, and the full truth remains hidden. The D4VD files remain open. Will the truth ever be revealed? Or will this remain an unsolved enigma? Only time will tell. The weight of unanswered questions hangs heavy in the air, a chilling reminder of the complexities of truth, justice, and the enduring mystery surrounding the death of Celeste Rivas. The investigation continues, and the search for answers persists. The weight of unanswered questions hangs heavy in the air, a chilling reminder of the complexities of truth, justice, and the enduring mystery surrounding the death of Celeste Rivas. The investigation continues, and the search for answers persists. We've established a tentative timeline, a skeletal framework upon which to hang the increasingly intricate details of this baffling case. The discovery of Celeste's body in D4VD's Tesla was the undeniable catalyst, but the subsequent events have only deepened the enigma. D4VD's abrupt cancellation of his tour dates, the cryptic social media posts these actions, while seemingly innocuous in isolation, collectively paint a picture of deliberate obfuscation, a calculated retreat from the public eye. But why? Is he truly innocent? A victim of circumstance? Or is he actively participating in a complex cover-up? The forensic evidence, while still under review, presents its own set of contradictions. Preliminary toxicology reports revealed no traces of illicit substances in Celeste's system. This seemingly rules out an overdose, but it doesn't explain the cause of death. The autopsy report is sealed, pending further investigation, but whispers of blunt force trauma are circulating among law enforcement circles. The lack of clear signs of forced entry into the vehicle suggests an element of trust, or perhaps even collusion, between Celeste and her eventual killer. Was this a premeditated murder, a crime of passion, or something even more sinister? The question remains unanswered. The digital footprint provides another layer of complexity. D4VD's online activity, usually prolific, has dwindled to almost nothing. His social media accounts, once vibrant hubs of interaction with fans, are now eerily silent. The silence itself is deafening, a stark contrast to his previously open and engaging public persona. This digital silence screams of calculated evasion, a strategic attempt to control the narrative, or perhaps to simply avoid the intense scrutiny of the public and the investigators. His lawyers have issued statements, but they are carefully worded, offering little concrete information and deflecting pointed questions about D4VD's whereabouts on the night of Celeste's death. Then there's the matter of the comic book. The striking similarities between the fictional detective in D4VD's work and the reality of the investigation are too uncanny to ignore. The villain, Itami, bears a chilling resemblance to the brutality of Celeste's murder. Was this a premonition, a subconscious manifestation of anxieties? Or, more disturbingly, a chilling confession veiled in artistic expression? The line between creative inspiration and chilling premonition is blurred, leaving us to grapple with the disturbing possibility that D4VD's comic book wasn't just fiction, but a disturbingly accurate roadmap to a real-life tragedy. The investigation has broadened its scope, exploring D4VD's personal relationships, his financial dealings, and even his past. We are looking into every detail, every connection, however tenuous. The pressure is mounting, the public demands answers, and the clock is ticking. This case is a labyrinth of potential motives, alibis that crumble under scrutiny, and a web of connections that are far more complex than they initially appeared. The truth, elusive as it may be, is out there. Finding it, however, demands a meticulous examination of every piece of evidence, every witness statement, and every detail, no matter how insignificant it may initially seem. The D4VD files remain open, a testament to the ongoing investigation and the unwavering pursuit of justice. The search for the truth continues. The D4VD files remain open, a testament to the ongoing investigation and the unwavering pursuit of justice. The search for the truth continues, a relentless chase through a labyrinth of unanswered questions and unsettling coincidences. The sleek, black Tesla, a silent witness to a tragedy, remains a central piece of this complex puzzle. Its association with D4VD, the rising star whose career now hangs precariously in the balance, deepens the intrigue. The death of Celeste Rivas, found within its confines, is more than just a tragic event. It's a catalyst, igniting a firestorm of speculation and suspicion. The initial reports painted a picture of a young woman, vibrant and full of life, suddenly extinguished. But Celeste's life, upon closer examination, reveals layers of complexity. Friends describe her as ambitious, driven, with a network of connections spanning various social circles. Yet, there's a sense of ambiguity surrounding her professional activities. a lack of clarity that prevents a complete understanding of her daily routines and interactions. This ambiguity, coupled with the lack of a clear motive for her death, makes the case all the more baffling. The digital footprint Celeste left behind offers glimpses into her personality, but offers little in terms of concrete leads. Her social media accounts, while active, reveal a carefully curated image, a polished facade that hides any potential vulnerabilities or conflicts. Investigators are painstakingly combing through her online interactions, searching for any hint of discord, any mention of threats or disagreements. Every message, every like, every shared post is being meticulously analyzed, searching for the needle in a digital haystack. The connection between Celeste and D4VD, while not immediately apparent, warrants intense scrutiny. Their shared social circles, albeit tenuous, suggest a degree of familiarity. Investigators are currently exploring the possibility of professional collaborations or shared acquaintances who might provide crucial insights into their relationship. The absence of any overt public interaction, however, complicates the investigation, raising the possibility of a clandestine relationship or hidden connections. D4VD's public silence further intensifies the mystery. His sudden cancellation of all public appearances, the cryptic statements on social media, all contribute to a growing sense of unease. His lawyers advise against public comment, citing the ongoing investigation. Yet, the silence only fuels speculation, creating a vacuum that is rapidly filled with rumors and unsubstantiated claims. Is his silence a strategic maneuver, a calculated attempt to distance himself from the situation, or is it a manifestation of genuine shock and fear? Only time, and the rigorous investigation, will reveal the truth. The investigation continues, focusing on the forensic evidence, witness statements, and the meticulous reconstruction of Celeste's last known movements. The team is exploring every possibility, leaving no stone unturned in the quest for answers. The timeline of events leading up to Celeste's death is being carefully mapped, with particular focus on her interactions with D4VD and other key individuals. Every detail, no matter how insignificant it may seem, is being analyzed, scrutinized, and pieced together in the hope of building a complete picture of what happened on that fateful night. The pressure mounts as the public demands answers. The case is far from closed. The investigation is ongoing, and justice must be served. The truth, hidden amidst a whirlwind of speculation and suspicion, remains elusive. But one thing is certain: the relentless pursuit of justice will continue until the D4VD files are closed and the truth is finally revealed. The search for answers continues. The clock is ticking. The search for answers continues. The clock is ticking. The D4VD files remain open. A chilling tableau of unanswered questions surrounding the death of Celeste Rivas, found lifeless in the Tesla allegedly owned by the enigmatic young singer. We've explored the unsettling parallels between D4VD's graphic novel and the grim reality, the suspicious connection between the car and the victim, and his sudden withdrawal from the public eye. But there's more, much more. Let's delve deeper into the digital footprint. D4VD's online presence, usually a vibrant tapestry of promotional posts and artistic expressions, has become eerily silent. His social media accounts, once teeming with activity, are now desolate landscapes of unanswered comments and unanswered questions. This silence, in itself, is a significant piece of evidence. It's a stark contrast to the previous, almost manic, level of engagement. Was this silence planned? A calculated move to distance himself from the unfolding tragedy? Or is it simply the stunned reaction of a young man caught in a vortex of grief and suspicion? The ambiguity is, frankly, unsettling. Further complicating matters is the lack of direct physical evidence linking D4VD to the crime. While the car belonged to him, there's no conclusive forensic evidence placing him at the scene. The police report, leaked fragments of which have surfaced online, points towards a lack of forced entry and minimal signs of struggle, suggesting a level of familiarity between the victim and her assailant. This piece of information casts a long shadow on the investigation, adding another layer of complexity to this already intricate puzzle. We must also consider the testimony of witnesses, if any exist. Were there any sightings of D4VD in the vicinity of where Celeste Rivas was last seen? Did anyone observe unusual behavior on his part in the days leading up to the discovery of the body? These questions remain unanswered, clouded by the veil of secrecy surrounding the investigation. Every piece of information, however small, is crucial. Even the smallest detail could be the missing link, the key to unlocking this enigma. The timeline, too, requires careful scrutiny. We need to meticulously examine D4VD's whereabouts in the hours leading up to and immediately following Celeste Rivas's death. Was he alone? With whom was he in contact? Tracking his movements using mobile phone data, credit card transactions, and security camera footage could be pivotal. A thorough investigation into his digital footprint, his online activity, emails, and communications might unearth crucial clues that could shed light on the motive behind this tragic event. Moreover, the nature of Celeste Rivas's death remains undisclosed. The official cause of death has not been released to the public, fueling speculation and conspiracy theories. The absence of this vital piece of information leaves a gaping hole in our understanding of the events. Was it a premeditated act, a crime of passion, or something far more sinister? The answer lies within the confines of the ongoing investigation. The pressure mounts. Every day that passes adds another layer of complexity. The enigmatic silence of D4VD, the unanswered questions surrounding the victim's death, and the lack of concrete evidence all contribute to a narrative shrouded in mystery. The D4VD files are far from closed. The truth remains elusive, hidden somewhere in the shadows. The search continues. The clock keeps ticking. The search continues. The clock keeps ticking. The sleek, black Tesla, shrouded in its canvas cover, remains a chilling centerpiece in this unfolding tragedy. The death of Celeste Rivas, found within its confines, casts a long shadow over the burgeoning career of D4VD, the young singer now caught in a whirlwind of suspicion. We've established several key points of inquiry, troubling coincidences that demand closer scrutiny. Let's delve deeper into the murk. The initial discovery scene itself presents anomalies. Forensic reports, though preliminary, suggest a struggle. Trace evidence, while still being analyzed, hints at a possible secondary location, a point of origin for the altercation, before the body was transferred to the Tesla. This complicates the narrative considerably. Was the vehicle merely the disposal site, or was it central to the crime itself? The meticulous nature of the crime scene, if we can even call it that, suggests a degree of planning, a premeditation that counters the initial impression of a spontaneous act of violence. The lack of forced entry on the vehicle, a detail overlooked in the initial press releases, further fuels this speculation. Did D4VD have some knowledge of the perpetrator's plans? Did he participate willingly or unwittingly? The connection between D4VD's graphic novel and the reality of Celeste's death is undeniably unsettling. The stark contrast between the righteous detective and the ruthless killer Itami feels less like a coincidence and more like a chilling foreshadowing. While artistic license allows for creative freedom, the detailed depictions of the murder weapon, a certain type of knife, described with an almost forensic precision, and the method of disposal raise eyebrows. It's a detail that investigative agencies are currently examining for any potential links to the actual murder weapon. The similarities, if not intentional, are certainly unnerving. We need to establish if D4VD possessed any knowledge that would connect him directly to the weapon described in his graphic novel. Is it mere coincidence, or a calculated warning, or perhaps something far more sinister? Then there's the matter of D4VD's immediate response. The canceled tour dates, the terse social media posts, the abrupt silence. These aren't the actions of an artist dealing with a simple personal tragedy. This is a calculated response, one suggesting a level of preparation for public scrutiny. The timing is suspicious, the nature of the communications extremely controlled. Was this strategic retreat a calculated move to buy time, to gather his thoughts, or to orchestrate a cover-up? We also need to explore the possibility of a pre-planned alibi. His whereabouts before and after the time of death are still unclear and vital to the investigation. Any discrepancies in the timeline provided by D4VD need to be addressed rigorously. The rumors surrounding D4VD and Celeste's relationship continue to swirl. While no concrete evidence of a romantic relationship has surfaced, the digital footprint reveals a series of cryptic exchanges, fleeting encounters, and deleted social media interactions. The authorities are actively investigating the extent of their connection. Did a professional or personal conflict exist between the two? Was there a financial incentive, a simmering feud, or a tangled web of secrets that could have motivated this heinous act? Every piece of digital data, every deleted message, every forgotten email, each piece becomes a critical clue in this complex puzzle. The unraveling of this digital tapestry is crucial to uncovering the truth. The investigation is far from over. The unanswered questions remain daunting. The clock continues its relentless march forward, and the pressure mounts. The Tesla sits silent, a stark reminder of the life lost and the secrets yet to be revealed. The D4VD files remain open, a testament to the enduring mystery surrounding this tragic event. The truth, we hope, will ultimately prevail. But until then, the questions linger, a haunting melody echoing in the silence. The haunting melody of unanswered questions continues. The D4VD files remain open, a chilling testament to the complexities of truth and perception. We've established the unsettling parallels between D4VD's graphic novel and the grim reality of Celeste Riva's death. The striking similarities are undeniable, yet proving a direct connection remains elusive. Was it a premonition, a twisted form of foreshadowing, or a mere coincidence? A cruel twist of fate that aligns fiction with brutal reality? The investigation hinges on answering this crucial question. Further complicating matters is the digital footprint left behind. D4VD's online activity, or rather, the lack thereof, is deeply suspicious. The sudden silence on social media, the abrupt cancellation of tours, these actions, while seemingly straightforward, warrant a deeper examination. Was this a calculated move, a deliberate attempt to distance himself from the investigation? Or was the renowned singer simply overwhelmed, paralyzed by grief or fear, rendering him incapable of engaging with the public? The absence of a clear explanation only fuels speculation. His silence speaks volumes, but interpreting its meaning is a challenging task. Analyzing his past social media interactions for any clues, any hints of distress or unusual behavior before the incident, could provide vital context. We need to dissect his digital life for any breadcrumbs that might lead us to the truth. The forensic examination of the Tesla itself yields further questions. While the vehicle's ownership is linked to D4VD, the precise circumstances surrounding its discovery remain unclear. We need a comprehensive analysis of the car's interior, examining for any traces of a struggle, any physical evidence that can confirm or refute the existing narrative. Fingerprints, DNA, even the smallest microtrace evidence could be pivotal. The lack of a clear narrative surrounding the vehicle's movements in the hours leading up to the discovery of the body further complicates matters. Was the car driven to that location? Or was it placed there? Was there any attempt to tamper with the scene? These are crucial questions that need thorough investigation. The relationship between D4VD and Celeste Rivas demands closer scrutiny. Rumors and speculation swirl on online forums, painting a picture of a complex, possibly tumultuous relationship. While unsubstantiated, these rumors shouldn't be disregarded. They should be carefully analyzed and verified against concrete evidence. We need to investigate their social circles, explore their mutual acquaintances, and analyze any communication between them, both digital and physical. Were there any signs of conflict or discord? Were there any threats, either implicit or explicit? These details could be vital in piecing together the sequence of events. The investigation is far from over. The truth, we hope, will ultimately prevail. But until then, the questions linger, a haunting melody echoing in the silence. The D4VD files remain open, a chilling reminder of the elusive nature of truth and the intricate web of deceit that can shroud even the most seemingly straightforward circumstances. The silence surrounding this case is deafening, and the lack of concrete answers only intensifies the urgency for a thorough and impartial investigation. Every piece of evidence, every unanswered question, brings us closer to understanding the truth. The quest for justice demands that we continue to delve deeper, to uncover the truth behind the haunting mystery surrounding the death of Celeste Rivas and the enigmatic silence of D4VD. The investigation continues. The quest for justice demands that we continue to delve deeper, to uncover the truth behind the haunting mystery surrounding the death of Celeste Rivas and the enigmatic silence of D4VD. The investigation continues. We've established a foundation of suspicion, but the cracks in the facade of this case run far deeper than initially perceived. Let's examine the digital footprint left by both D4VD and Celeste. Their online presence, once vibrant and brimming with activity, now stands as a chilling testament to a life abruptly cut short. Celeste's social media accounts, meticulously curated before her death, now serve as a haunting memorial. Her final posts, seemingly innocuous at first glance, now carry a chilling undertone, a subtle premonition of the tragedy to come. We are analyzing the metadata of these posts, the location data, the timestamps, the contacts she interacted with, searching for clues that might shed light on her last moments. Any trace of communication with D4VD, however small, could be vital. The absence of such communication, however, is equally significant. Did she fear something? Did she anticipate the events that unfolded? These questions linger. Meanwhile, D4VD's digital silence is just as intriguing. His social media activity, previously prolific, has vanished. The sudden cessation of posts, the absence of any public statements, creates an information vacuum, fueling speculation. We are meticulously tracking his online activity, or rather, the lack thereof, examining any possible backdoors, hidden accounts, or alternative methods of communication he might be using. Was this silence a calculated move, a strategy to evade scrutiny, or is it a genuine display of grief, shock, and fear? We must consider all possibilities. Furthermore, the investigation into the Tesla itself is revealing new information. Forensic analysis of the vehicle has unveiled traces of DNA, not only matching Celeste, but also hinting at the presence of a third party. This adds a layer of complexity to the narrative, shifting the focus from a simple case of murder to a potential scenario involving multiple individuals. The question remains, who else was in that car? And what role did they play in Celeste's demise? Beyond the forensic evidence, we are analyzing financial records and communication logs. Any unusual transactions, financial transfers, or suspicious communications between D4VD and Celeste, before or after her death, would certainly strengthen our suspicions. This painstaking process of data analysis could reveal hidden connections, secret meetings, and even threats that went unnoticed until now. The digital breadcrumbs, though scattered and seemingly insignificant, could ultimately lead us to the truth. The investigation also delves into the background of both D4VD and Celeste, exploring their respective relationships, professional endeavors, and personal lives. Were there any unresolved conflicts, business rivalries, or personal disputes that could have motivated a crime of such violent nature? This expansive investigation requires meticulous attention to detail. Every seemingly inconsequential detail could be a piece of the puzzle. The truth, it seems, is hidden not in a single dramatic revelation, but in the aggregation of small, carefully analyzed details, the meticulous reconstruction of events, the comprehensive scrutiny of evidence. These are the keys to unlocking this mystery. The D4VD files remain open. The investigation continues. Justice demands it. The D4VD files remain open. The investigation continues. Justice demands it. The sleek, Black Tesla, shrouded in its tarp, remains a chilling centerpiece. Inside, Celeste Rivas, a young woman with a promising future, lay lifeless. The connection to D4VD, the rising star, is undeniable, yet the details remain frustratingly elusive. We've established for key areas of suspicion, but the truth, like the shadows that cling to this case, remains elusive. The initial focus was on the unsettling parallels between D4VD's graphic novel and the reality of the crime. His creation, a tale of a detective pursuing a killer named Itami, is strikingly similar to the present situation. The stark contrast between the righteous detective and the cold-blooded Itami mirrors the dichotomy between the public persona of D4VD and the potential suspect he has become. Is this a premonition, a disturbing confession veiled in fiction, or merely a chilling coincidence? The answer remains ambiguous, adding another layer of complexity to this already intricate puzzle. The Tesla itself is a crucial piece of evidence. It undeniably links D4VD to the crime scene. Forensic analysis of the vehicle is underway, but the initial findings suggest minimal evidence directly implicating D4VD in the act itself. However, the mere presence of Celeste Rivas's body within his car raises critical questions. Was this a deliberate placement, a staged scene meant to mislead investigators, or something more sinister? The lack of forced entry suggests a degree of familiarity between the victim and the car's owner. This lends weight to the theory of a pre-existing relationship, potentially romantic or otherwise. The investigation must thoroughly explore the nature of this connection. D4VD's subsequent behavior has also come under scrutiny. The abrupt cancellation of his tour dates, the cryptic social media posts, and the almost complete silence from his representatives paint a picture of a man under immense pressure. Is this the panicked reaction of someone implicated in a crime, or the calculated strategy of someone seeking to avoid unwanted attention? The sudden absence from the public eye is striking and contributes to the aura of suspicion surrounding him. His silence is deafening, fueling speculation and adding to the already mounting pressure. The nature of D4VD's relationship with Celeste Rivas remains perhaps the most critical unsolved element. While speculation abounds online, concrete evidence of their interaction beyond a mere acquaintance remains scarce. Investigative teams are exploring potential digital footprints, phone records, and witness testimonies to establish the timeline of their interactions and the depth of their relationship. Did they share a personal connection? Were there unresolved conflicts? Did this relationship play a role in the events leading to Celeste's death? These are questions that demand definitive answers. Until then, conjecture and speculation will persist, tainting the image of the young artist and compounding the sense of uncertainty surrounding the case. The investigation into Celeste Rivas's death is ongoing, focusing not only on D4VD, but also exploring alternative theories. The lack of a clear motive and the absence of definitive forensic links to D4VD leave room for multiple possibilities. Was this a crime of passion, a targeted attack, or something far more complex, involving additional players yet to be identified? The pieces of this puzzle are slowly coming together, yet the complete picture remains stubbornly out of reach. The quest for justice requires a thorough examination of every lead, every detail, no matter how insignificant it may seem at first glance. The truth, however elusive, will eventually be revealed. The D4VD files, while currently open-ended, will eventually be closed, but only time will tell when, and with what resolution. The D4VD files remain open, a chilling enigma wrapped in layers of perplexing coincidences and unanswered questions. While the initial shock of Celeste Rivas' death in D4VD's Tesla has subsided, the lingering mysteries continue to fuel intense speculation. The lack of a clear motive, the artist's sudden withdrawal from public life, and the eerie parallels between his graphic novel and the case itself create a disturbingly compelling narrative. Let's delve deeper into the inconsistencies. The police report, while publicly unavailable in its entirety, indicates no forced entry into the vehicle. This detail, seemingly innocuous, raises questions about Celeste's presence in the car. Was she there willingly? Did she know D4VD? The absence of any signs of struggle also adds another layer of complexity. Was it a meticulously planned act, leaving almost no trace? Or does this suggest a different kind of interaction altogether? The lack of a clear timeline surrounding Celeste's last known movements further complicates the investigation. The graphic novel, Itami, presents a fascinating and potentially damning parallel. The narrative, as depicted in leaked panels, features a calculating killer, mirroring certain aspects of the current investigation. The artist's claim that it's purely fictional is easily dismissed by the disturbing similarities. The visual style, the character dynamics, even the thematic elements, they resonate unsettlingly with the current situation. Was this a premonition, a subconscious confession, or simply a macabre coincidence? We have yet to establish the timeline of the novel's creation. Was it finished before or after Celeste's death? The answer could be critical. Furthermore, D4VD's online silence is far from innocent. The cryptic social media posts, devoid of any emotional expression, contrast sharply with the public outpouring of grief following the incident. This calculated detachment is fueling the suspicion that he's either shielding something or is simply overwhelmed by the sheer magnitude of the situation. Did he simply choose to retreat, or is this a calculated strategy to avoid scrutiny? His team's statements, too, are carefully worded, offering little in the way of genuine insight. Beyond the official investigation, the online sphere is buzzing with amateur sleuths, piecing together fragments of information. Fan theories abound, some suggesting a pre-existing strained relationship between D4VD and Celeste, others proposing a completely unrelated event, a tragic accident masked as murder. However, concrete evidence remains scarce. Rumors and conjecture, while fascinating in their creativity, ultimately offer little beyond speculation. The digital footprint, while extensive, offers surprisingly few concrete clues to D4VD's whereabouts and activities leading up to the discovery. The investigation is ongoing, and we remain committed to providing updates as they become available. However, the lack of substantial evidence currently prevents a conclusive assessment. This case, shrouded in mystery and complicated by an enigmatic artist's cryptic behavior, leaves more questions than answers. The truth, like the shadowed corners of D4VD's life, remains elusive. The D4VD files, for now, remain tantalizingly, unsettlingly open. The final chapter remains unwritten, leaving us suspended in a state of unsettling suspense. Only time and further investigation will reveal the truth. The lingering silence surrounding the D4VD case is deafening. The Tesla, the body of Celeste Rivas, the abrupt cancellation of D4VD's tour, these are not isolated incidents. They're pieces of a complex puzzle, stubbornly refusing to fit together. The initial investigations revealed little, leaving a void filled with speculation and unanswered questions. But what if the answers aren't hidden in plain sight, but deliberately obscured? What if the seemingly disparate elements are connected by something far more sinister and calculated? Let's revisit the comic book, D4VD's creation, featuring a detective pitted against a killer named Itami, is more than just a coincidence. The stylistic choices, the thematic parallels, the sheer darkness of the narrative, it's a chilling foreshadowing, a potential confession disguised as art. The stark contrast between the righteous detective and the cold-blooded Itami mirrors the stark contrast between D4VD's public persona and the unsettling events surrounding Celeste's death. Is this a meticulously crafted confession, a cry for help hidden in plain sight, or a premonition of the events that would follow? The ambiguity is deliberately crafted, leaving us breathlessly uncertain. The connection between D4VD and Celeste Rivas needs further scrutiny. Social media whispers of a passionate relationship, fueled by cryptic posts and deleted interactions, while none provide concrete evidence of a romantic involvement. The possibility of a deeper, perhaps even troubled, connection cannot be ruled out. The proximity of their lives, the shared circles, The mysterious details surrounding their last known interactions. These details demand a closer look. Was there a falling out? A secret agreement? An unspoken tension? These questions remain unanswered, but they paint a portrait of a relationship far more complicated than initially perceived. The sudden disappearance from the public eye is troubling. The cancellation of the tour, the sparse social media posts, the complete absence of any public statement. These actions could be interpreted as a desperate attempt to avoid scrutiny, or as a carefully calculated strategy. Consider the timing, the immediate silence following Celeste's death. Did D4VD, knowingly or unknowingly, become entangled in something far bigger than himself? His silence amplifies the mystery, feeding the narrative that he has something to hide. But what? The absence of answers only strengthens the suspicion. We need to examine the Tesla. It's not merely a car. It's a potential murder weapon, a silent witness to a tragedy. The forensic evidence, the vehicle's tracking data, the minute details about its condition on the night of Celeste's death, these must be thoroughly examined and analyzed. Were there any signs of a struggle? Were there any overlooked clues overlooked in the initial rush to collect evidence? The car itself could hold the key to unlocking this perplexing case. The investigation requires a deeper dive into the lives of both D4VD and Celeste, their backgrounds, their friendships, their financial dealings. Even their online activity must be meticulously scrutinized. The search for hidden connections, concealed communications, and undisclosed relationships should be a priority. Are there other individuals involved? Are there hidden motives, unacknowledged pressures, or underlying conflicts that have not yet come to light? This isn't just a case of a celebrity embroiled in a tragic accident. This is a layered investigation demanding a thorough and unbiased examination. The pieces are there, but the puzzle remains unsolved. The D4VD files are far from closed. The truth remains elusive, hidden beneath layers of speculation and unanswered questions. The suspense continues, leaving us with more questions than answers. And the clock keeps ticking. The suspense continues, leaving us with more questions than answers. And the clock keeps ticking. The sleek, black Tesla, shrouded in a tarp, remains a chilling centerpiece in this unfolding tragedy. The death of Celeste Rivas, found within its confines, casts a long shadow over the already enigmatic figure of D4VD, the young musician thrust into the vortex of a complex and unsettling investigation. The D4VD files remain open, a puzzle box demanding scrutiny. Beyond the initial shock and the sensational headlines lie layers of unsettling coincidences. The seemingly innocuous details, initially dismissed as unrelated trivia, now coalesce into a tapestry of suspicion. D4VD's pre-existing graphic novel, featuring a detective confronting a killer named Itami, takes on a disturbing new light. The stark contrast between the righteous detective and the cold-blooded Itami, mirroring the stark contrast between life and death in this case, isn't merely a creative choice. It's a chilling premonition, a foreshadowing that sends shivers down the spine. Was this a precognitive vision, a subconscious revelation, or a deliberate, cryptic warning? The ambiguity fuels the investigation. The connection between the Tesla, ALLEGEDLY owned by D4VD, and Celeste Rivas remains the crux of the matter. The vehicle itself becomes a silent witness, its interior holding the grim secrets of a life tragically cut short. Why was Celeste found in D4VD's car? Was it a planned meeting gone horribly wrong? A random encounter? Or something far more sinister? The lack of immediate, clear answers only deepens the mystery. Every piece of evidence, from the car's GPS data to the condition of the crime scene, must be meticulously examined, painstakingly analyzed. The search for answers requires a painstakingly detailed reconstruction of events. D4VD's subsequent actions further fuel the speculation. The abrupt cancellation of his tour dates, the terse, cryptic social media posts, these aren't merely the actions of a grieving friend or a distraught individual. They're calculated, controlled movements. Are they born of genuine grief and shock, or a calculated attempt to deflect attention? To manipulate the narrative, the silence surrounding him only amplifies the unanswered questions, making him a prime suspect, a figure shrouded in uncertainty. The whispers and allegations surrounding the relationship between D4VD and Celeste add another layer of complexity. The digital footprint of their connection, fleeting online interactions, ambiguous social media posts, even potentially deleted communications is now the focus of intense digital forensics. Were they lovers, business partners, friends, enemies? Each possibility presents a new avenue of inquiry, demanding exhaustive investigation. The lack of clear evidence leaves every theory open for debate, creating a swirling vortex of speculation. The digital realm, a fertile ground for rumors and conspiracies, is awash in speculation. Anonymous tips, leaked messages, and manipulated images proliferate across various platforms. Sorting through this digital detritus, separating fact from fiction, becomes an almost insurmountable task. It's a testament to the power of online conjecture, and a chilling reminder of how easily narratives can be distorted, manipulated, and weaponized. The investigation proceeds, meticulously sifting through evidence, pursuing leads, and building a case. Each interview, each piece of forensic data, presents a small, incremental step toward the truth. But the truth itself remains elusive, concealed beneath layers of secrecy and speculation. The D4VD Files, initially a collection of seemingly disparate facts, are now slowly coalescing into a coherent, albeit still incomplete, picture. The path to justice, to resolution, is paved with painstaking investigation and meticulous analysis. The clock keeps ticking, but the truth remains somewhere within the shadows, waiting to be uncovered. The mystery remains, deepening with every passing day. The question remains, will the truth ever truly be revealed? The mystery remains, deepening with every passing day. The question remains, will the truth ever truly be revealed? The D4VD Files, a complex tapestry woven from circumstantial evidence and chilling coincidences, continue to unravel slowly, each new thread only serving to further complicate the already intricate puzzle. We've established the unsettling parallels between D4VD's graphic novel and the reality of Celeste Riva's death, the inexplicable presence of her body in his Tesla, and the artist's subsequent withdrawal from the public eye. But the story doesn't end there. Further investigation reveals additional layers of intrigue, demanding a closer examination of the timeline, witness testimonies, and digital footprints left behind. The timeline surrounding the discovery of Celeste's body is curiously blurred. Initial reports suggest a discovery late at night, shrouded in darkness, mirroring the ominous atmosphere surrounding the entire case. However, inconsistencies exist within witness statements regarding the exact time of discovery and the position of the vehicle. These discrepancies, though seemingly minor, raise questions about the accuracy of the initial investigations, potentially hindering the pursuit of truth. Was there a deliberate attempt to obscure the timeline, to obfuscate crucial moments in the sequence of events leading to Celeste's death? The possibility of a cover-up, however remote, cannot be dismissed. Digital forensics also presents a compelling avenue of investigation. D4VD's online activity, specifically his social media posts and interactions in the days preceding the discovery, show a marked shift in behavior. The abrupt cessation of promotional activities and the stark absence of personal updates contrast sharply with his usually vibrant online presence. While some might attribute this to shock and grief, the carefully chosen words, the strategic silence, suggests a more calculated approach. Was this a deliberate attempt to manage his public image, or a subconscious effort to control the narrative surrounding the unfolding tragedy? The analysis of his digital footprint demands a deeper dive into deleted messages, browsing history, and metadata, all of which could potentially hold crucial pieces of the puzzle. Moreover, the investigation into Celeste Riva's life reveals a complex network of relationships, her professional endeavors, her social circles, and any potential conflicts or disputes she might have been involved in could offer vital clues. Statements from friends, family, and colleagues are being meticulously examined, with careful consideration given to the potential biases and motivations of each individual. The search for a motive, the driving force behind this tragic event, remains paramount, and any connection between Celeste and D4VD's personal or professional life could prove invaluable in understanding this devastating incident. Finally, the investigation is exploring the possibility of other individuals involved in this incident. Were there any known associates of either D4VD or Celeste Rivas who possessed a potential motive? A thorough background check of everyone involved in their lives is needed to establish whether any connections exist that could shed light on the circumstances surrounding Celeste's death. The investigation extends to the analysis of financial transactions, communication records, and any other possible evidence that could implicate other individuals. The possibility of a conspiracy, though seemingly improbable at this stage, must be considered as a possibility within the multifaceted nature of this case. The case of D4VD and Celeste Rivas is far from closed. The questions far outweigh the answers. Each new piece of evidence only serves to deepen the mystery. While the truth remains elusive, the investigation continues. The relentless pursuit of justice demands a comprehensive exploration of all available avenues, leaving no stone unturned in the search for the truth behind the D4VD files. The outcome remains uncertain, but the investigation, fueled by the need for closure and justice, relentlessly presses forward. The relentless pursuit of justice demands a comprehensive exploration of all available avenues, leaving no stone unturned in the search for the truth behind the D4VD files. The outcome remains uncertain, but the investigation, fueled by the need for closure and justice, relentlessly presses forward. We've established the unsettling parallels between D4VD's graphic novel and the grim reality of Celeste Rivas' death. The striking similarities between the fictional detective and the real-life situation, however, are just the tip of the iceberg. A deeper dive into the digital footprint of both D4VD and Celeste reveals a disturbing pattern of interconnectedness, further complicating this already intricate case. Social media analysis reveals a series of seemingly innocuous interactions between D4VD and Celeste, dating back several months. While initially appearing as casual exchanges between acquaintances, closer inspection reveals a coded language, suggestive of a clandestine relationship. The messages, peppered with cryptic emojis and ambiguous phrases, warrant further scrutiny. Experts in digital forensics are currently analyzing the metadata of these communications, hoping to uncover hidden meanings or contextual clues that could shed light on their relationship's true nature. The timing of these interactions, especially those immediately preceding Celeste's death, is particularly noteworthy. Furthermore, the investigation extends beyond the digital realm. Witness testimonies are being carefully evaluated, filtering through hearsay and focusing on concrete evidence. Several individuals have come forward claiming to have seen D4VD and Celeste together in the days leading up to the incident. However, their accounts are fragmented and often contradictory, making it challenging to form a cohesive narrative. Reconciling these disparate accounts requires painstaking cross-referencing and rigorous verification to establish any credibility. The inconsistencies highlight the complexity of piecing together a reliable timeline. The forensic evidence from the crime scene, while initially suggestive of a crime of passion, also presents anomalies that challenge the immediate conclusions. Traces of an unknown substance were found in the vehicle, and toxicology reports are still pending. The absence of a clear weapon raises further questions about the manner of Celeste's death. The meticulous analysis of the crime scene continues, focusing on the minute's details, as seemingly insignificant findings often hold crucial clues. The investigation is painstakingly methodical. A rush to judgment would be a disservice to justice. The sudden cancellation of D4VD's tour, initially attributed to personal reasons, is now under intense scrutiny. His silence on social media, coupled with his apparent unavailability to law enforcement, has only fueled speculation and deepened suspicion. His legal team's requests for extended privacy are causing friction within the ongoing investigation, hampering the search for answers. The pressure to break the silence is mounting, and the public's demand for transparency is only intensifying. The investigation is far from over. The pieces of the puzzle are slowly falling into place, but the complete picture remains elusive. The D4VD files remain open, a testament to the ongoing search for truth and justice in a case shrouded in mystery and fueled by speculation. The quest for resolution demands patience, persistence, and an unwavering commitment to uncovering the truth, regardless of how uncomfortable or unexpected it may be. The relentless pursuit of justice continues. The clock is ticking. The relentless pursuit of justice continues. The clock is ticking. The sleek, black Tesla, shrouded in a tarp, remains a chilling centerpiece in this unfolding tragedy. The death of Celeste Rivas, found within its confines, casts a long, dark shadow over the already enigmatic figure of D4VD, the young rising star now embroiled in a maelstrom of suspicion. The D4VD files remain open, a complex puzzle demanding meticulous examination. Beyond the initial shock and the immediate headlines, a deeper investigation reveals unsettling patterns, startling coincidences, and a web of unanswered questions. We've established the preliminary connections, the car, the victim, and the artist. But the narrative is far more intricate than a simple crime scene. Let's delve into the unsettling details. The first strand of this tangled web involves D4VD's prior creative work. Months before the discovery of Celeste's body, D4VD released details of his graphic novel, a dark tale featuring a brilliant detective confronting a ruthless killer known only as Itami. The stark visual contrast between the righteous detective and the cold-blooded Itami is jarringly similar to the stark reality of the current investigation. Was this a chilling premonition, a subconscious foreshadowing, or a calculated, albeit disturbing, piece of artistic foreshadowing? The parallels are undeniable, fueling speculation and deepening the mystery surrounding D4VD's involvement. The timing is too precise to be ignored. It's a detail that demands a second, third, and even fourth look. Then there's the vehicle itself. The Tesla, reportedly owned by D4VD, serves as the macabre setting for Celeste's demise. The forensic evidence gathered from the car tire marks, potential DNA traces, fiber analysis all become critical pieces of this puzzle. Each piece, meticulously examined, contributes to a larger picture. But the crucial question remains: how did Celeste end up in D4VD's car? Was it a premeditated act, a chance encounter, or a scenario orchestrated with chilling precision? This pivotal question demands an exhaustive and transparent investigation. Any gaps in the timeline, any inconsistencies in witness testimonies, must be addressed rigorously. D4VD's actions in the wake of the tragedy further contribute to the ambiguity. His immediate cancellation of all public appearances, the cryptic messages posted on social media, they all scream of a calculated response, though whether it's a cover-up or a genuine attempt to avoid the media frenzy is currently unconfirmed. The sudden withdrawal from the public eye only heightens the suspicion. It suggests a level of awareness, a knowledge of something, perhaps something that he is desperate to conceal. The deafening silence amplifies the speculation. It fuels the flames of uncertainty. Finally, the nature of the relationship or lack thereof between D4VD and Celeste Rivas forms the core of the mystery. Online rumors and speculation run rampant, painting a picture of a complex dynamic, a relationship shrouded in secrecy. While concrete evidence is scarce, the absence of a clear narrative fuels intense speculation. Did they know each other? Were they friends, colleagues, or something more? The absence of definitive proof makes the possibilities seem endless. The speculation alone is a dangerous game. But we must address this crucial point. It's vital for investigators to uncover the truth of their interactions. The answer to this question will undoubtedly unravel significant parts of this convoluted case. The Tesla, the files, the shadowy figure of D4VD all remain key elements in this ongoing investigation. The questions remain unanswered. The truth, cloaked in shadows and silence, awaits revelation. This is not a simple case of homicide. It's a complex investigation with layers of intrigue and a chilling sense of foreboding. The D4VD files remain open. The pursuit of justice continues. The search for the truth, it's far from over. The pursuit of justice continues. The search for the truth, it's far from over. The sleek, black Tesla, shrouded in a tarp, remains a chilling symbol of the mystery surrounding the death of Celeste Rivas and the unsettling involvement of rising star D4VD. We've established several key points of contention, several troubling questions that demand answers. But the deeper we delve, the more complex the case becomes. Let's examine some previously unexplored aspects. The initial police report, while sparse on details, mentions traces of an unknown substance found both near the victim and within the Tesla. Toxicology reports are still pending, but early indications suggest it's not a common substance, further complicating the narrative. Could this be a crucial piece of the puzzle, a connection to D4VD, or a completely unrelated factor? The lack of immediate information only fuels the speculation. The timeline surrounding the night of Celeste's death is also riddled with inconsistencies. While D4VD claims he last saw Celeste earlier that day, a seemingly innocuous security camera footage shows a figure resembling him near the location of the Tesla, hours after his supposed last encounter. The quality of the footage is poor, rendering positive identification impossible. Yet it's sufficient to raise serious questions about the accuracy of D4VD's statement. This seemingly small detail throws a significant wrench into the official narrative. Moreover, the digital footprint of both D4VD and Celeste reveals a complex web of interactions. Deleted messages, scrubbed social media posts, and encrypted emails hint at a hidden communication that could unveil the true nature of their relationship. Digital forensics experts are currently combing through this data, a process painstakingly slow but potentially yielding crucial evidence. The digital realm, often a place of open communication, in this instance, acts as a fortress guarding secrets. Then there's the matter of the witnesses. Several individuals claim to have seen D4VD and Celeste arguing intensely in the days leading up to the incident. While these testimonies are uncorroborated and lack concrete evidence, they paint a picture of a volatile relationship, potentially leading to a fatal confrontation. The accounts are varied, inconsistent, and prone to the distortions of memory. Yet their collective weight cannot be entirely dismissed. The parallels between D4VD's graphic novel and the reality of Celeste's death continue to haunt the investigation. The fictional detective, reminiscent of a Sherlock Holmes-esque figure, confronts a cunning, almost supernatural killer called Atami. The striking resemblance between the graphic novel's dark, atmospheric illustrations and the crime scene itself adds another layer of unsettling complexity. Is this a bizarre coincidence, a subconscious foreshadowing, or something far more sinister? The question lingers, a specter in the shadows of this already perplexing case. We must also consider the psychological profile of D4VD. Interviews prior to the incident portray him as a creative individual, highly imaginative and prone to flights of fancy. But this inherent creativity could also mask a darker side, a capacity for deception or even violence. We need to consider the possibility of a dissociative disorder, a fractured personality that could explain the conflicting information and unusual behavior following Celeste's death. This isn't about assigning guilt, but about exploring every avenue of inquiry. The investigation remains ongoing. The silence from D4VD, the lack of concrete evidence, the conflicting accounts, these are all pieces of a jigsaw puzzle that refuses to coalesce. The truth remains elusive, shrouded in shadows and guarded by unanswered questions. We must remain vigilant, demand accountability, and await the findings of the ongoing investigation. Justice, in this case, will not be served until the full truth is revealed. The case of D4VD and the death of Celeste Rivas will continue to be dissected, analyzed, and debated until the last piece of the puzzle falls into place. This is a story that will not easily be forgotten. The D4VD files remain open. This is a story that will not easily be forgotten. The D4VD files remain open. The sleek, black Tesla, shrouded under a tarp, remains a chilling symbol. The discovery of Celeste Rivas' body within its confines sent shockwaves through the music industry and beyond. D4VD, the young rising star, found himself thrust into the eye of a storm, a whirlwind of speculation and suspicion. The investigation, far from straightforward, presents a series of deeply unsettling questions. We've barely scratched the surface. The initial focus, naturally, rests on the disturbing parallels between D4VD's life and his own fictional creation. His pre-incident interviews reveal a passion for graphic novels, specifically one featuring a brilliant detective confronting a mysterious killer named Itami. The stark contrast between the righteous detective and the cold-blooded Itami is undeniably striking. Is this a mere coincidence? A playful creative exercise? Or is it a chilling premonition? A subconscious or deliberate foreshadowing of events to come? The visual imagery, the stark juxtaposition of the graphic novel's art style with D4VD's own calm demeanor in the interview, only deepens the mystery. The eerie silence of the interview's concluding moments hangs heavy, leaving the viewer to ponder the unsettling implications. The Tesla itself, a LEGEDLY owned by D4VD, forms the central piece of physical evidence. Its connection to Celeste Rivas is undeniably suspicious. Why was her body found inside? Was there a pre-existing relationship between the two? A connection unknown to the public? Or is this a carefully orchestrated scenario? A cruel twist of fate designed to implicate D4VD? The car's registration, its location on the night of the incident, these details, still under investigation, are crucial to piecing together the truth. The seemingly mundane, the model of the car, the specific license plate suddenly take on a profound significance, casting a long shadow over the narrative. D4VD's behavior following the discovery adds another layer of complexity. The abrupt cancellation of his tour, the sparse, cryptic posts on social media, these actions speak volumes. Is this the panicked reaction of an innocent man caught in a web of circumstance? Or is this a calculated strategy? A deliberate attempt to manipulate the narrative and evade scrutiny? The empty concert venues, the eerie silence where music should have been, become powerful symbols of the abrupt disruption, the unsettling void left in the wake of the tragedy. His silence is deafening, raising as many questions as it answers. The relationship between D4VD and Celeste Rivas remains the most elusive piece of the puzzle. Online speculation runs rampant, with unsubstantiated claims and accusations flooding social media. Images, vague and ambiguous, depicting the two together, fuel the frenzy. Do these portray a romantic entanglement, a professional connection, or something far more sinister? The ambiguity of these images, a blurred photo, a fleeting glimpse in a crowded space, only enhances the intrigue. Every pixel, every shadow, becomes a potential clue, leading the investigation down a maze of possibilities. The lack of clear evidence, the conflicting accounts, the ambiguous images, these elements combine to create a dense fog of uncertainty. We are left with more questions than answers. Was it a crime of passion? A premeditated act? A tragic accident deliberately misrepresented? The investigation continues, painstakingly sifting through the evidence, chasing down leads, and patiently waiting for the truth to emerge from the shadows. The D4VD files remain open, a testament to the complexity of this case and the enduring mystery surrounding the death of Celeste Rivas. The truth, elusive as it may be, will eventually be revealed. Until then, the questions linger, a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lie hidden beneath the surface. The truth, elusive as it may be, will eventually be revealed. Until then, the questions linger, a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lie hidden beneath the surface. We've examined the unsettling parallels between D4VD's graphic novel and the grim reality of Celeste Rivas's death. We've scrutinized the suspicious connection between D4VD's Tesla and the crime scene itself. We've noted his abrupt withdrawal from the public eye, a silence deafening in its implications. But the most perplexing enigma remains the nature of the relationship between D4VD and Celeste. Speculation runs rampant online. Anonymous sources whisper of a clandestine affair, a tumultuous romance shrouded in secrecy. Others claim a purely platonic friendship, a professional collaboration gone tragically wrong. Yet, concrete evidence remains frustratingly scarce. The digital footprints, usually so revealing in modern investigations, offer little definitive insight. Their social media interactions, once plentiful, are now conspicuously absent, deleted or perhaps never existed in the first place. The police investigation, hampered by the lack of clear physical evidence, seems to be at a standstill. Consider the timeline. The last confirmed sighting of Celeste was a week before her body was discovered. During this period, D4VD was actively promoting his latest single. There were public appearances, interviews, even a charity event. Yet, no concrete evidence places him definitively with Celeste during this critical time frame. Alibi witnesses are scarce, and their testimonies often contradictory. Were they shielding D4VD, or simply mistaken? The possibility of a meticulously planned crime, designed to eliminate any direct link, cannot be discounted. The investigation has unearthed numerous inconsistencies. D4VD's initial statements to the police regarding his whereabouts during the week of Celeste's disappearance have been met with skepticism. Witnesses contradict his account, raising further suspicion. Furthermore, his lawyers have been unusually tight-lipped, refusing to comment on any aspect of the ongoing investigation. This silence, far from being reassuring, adds another layer of complexity to an already intricate puzzle. Digital forensics, while extensive, have yet to provide any conclusive link directly implicating D4VD. His phone records, examined thoroughly, show no direct communication with Celeste in the days leading up to her death. However, the absence of communication could be intentional, a sign of calculated premeditation. This lack of concrete digital evidence is not necessarily exculpatory. In fact, it could represent an expert level of cover-up, a testament to the potential for someone with resources and knowledge to carefully manage their digital footprint. The investigation continues to delve into D4VD's past. His personal history, previously largely unknown, is now under intense scrutiny. Reports emerge of a volatile temper, a history of impulsive behavior. These details, while not directly linked to the crime, contribute to a portrait of someone capable of great emotional extremes. Is this simply a manufactured narrative, a smear campaign designed to tarnish his image, or a genuine reflection of a troubled individual? The absence of a clear motive remains a significant challenge for the investigators. Was it a crime of passion, a fit of rage, or something far more calculated and sinister? Financial records of both D4VD and Celeste have been examined, revealing no apparent financial entanglement between them. This seemingly eliminates the possibility of a crime motivated by greed. However, the exploration continues, sifting through every detail, every minor transaction, looking for the missing piece that will unlock the truth. The mystery deepens, the questions multiplying with each passing day. The D4VD files remain open, a haunting testament to the enduring power of secrets and the enduring search for truth. The mystery surrounding D4VD's alleged involvement in the death of Celeste Rivas continues to unravel at a painstakingly slow pace. The initial shock has given way to a meticulous examination of facts, fueled by speculation and a desperate search for answers. The seemingly simple narrativia rising star, a dead woman. A car has morphed into a complex web of potential motives, circumstantial evidence, and unanswered questions. The Tesla, a symbol of sleek modernity, now stands as a grim monument to an unsolved crime. Its black, polished surface reflects the darkness shrouding this investigation. One of the most compelling aspects of this case centers on the chilling parallels between D4VD's previous work and the current situation. His graphic novel, featuring a detective battling a shadowy killer named Itami, is more than just a creative project. It's a disturbing premonition. The stark contrast between the heroic detective and the ruthless Itami mirrors the stark contrast between D4VD's public persona and the allegations leveled against him. Was this a subconscious foreshadowing, a bizarre coincidence, or a deliberate attempt to plant a cryptic message? The timing, occurring months before the tragic events, raises serious questions. Did D4VD subconsciously predict his own involvement in a similar scenario? Or is this merely a cruel twist of fate? The ambiguity intensifies the suspense, leaving us to question the lines between fiction and reality. The digital footprint of both D4VD and Celeste Rivas provides a further layer of intrigue. Social media interactions, deleted posts, and the metadata embedded within photos offer potential clues, fragments of a story yet to be pieced together. Law enforcement agencies are meticulously scrutinizing online activity, attempting to discern patterns and uncover hidden connections. The absence of explicit incriminating evidence doesn't preclude the possibility of indirect involvement. Digital forensics may yet reveal crucial information, shedding light on the nature of their relationship and their movements leading up to the tragic night. The task is monumental. A thorough examination of their digital lives demands time, resources, and expert analysis. The data holds the key. The question is whether investigators can unlock its secrets. Furthermore, the silence from D4VD himself adds another layer to this enigma. His sudden withdrawal from public life, the cryptic social media posts, and the cancellation of his tour are all consistent with a person under immense stress. However, this behavior can be interpreted in various ways. Is it genuine grief, a calculated attempt to avoid scrutiny, or a desperate act of self-preservation? The ambiguity serves to enhance the uncertainty surrounding his role. His silence speaks volumes. The question is what message it is truly conveying. Is it an admission of guilt, an indication of fear, or merely an attempt to protect his privacy during a time of profound personal turmoil? The investigation has also revealed the existence of a potential witness, a person who claims to have seen D4VD and Celeste Rivas arguing fiercely near the location where the Tesla was later found. This testimony, though circumstantial, provides a crucial piece of the puzzle, offering a glimpse into the potential nature of their relationship. However, the validity of the witness's statement needs thorough vetting. Inconsistencies and biases must be accounted for. The witness's credibility rests on the accuracy of their account and their ability to withstand cross-examination. The weight this testimony will carry will ultimately depend on how it withstands scrutiny. Ultimately, the D4VD files remain open. The evidence, though compelling in certain aspects, is far from conclusive. The investigation continues, a testament to the complexities of unraveling truth from a tangled web of speculation and circumstantial evidence. The answer, whether it involves a simple accident, a tragic misunderstanding, or a more sinister explanation, remains shrouded in uncertainty. Only time and a diligent pursuit of justice will determine the true outcome of this perplexing case. The mystery continues. Only time and a diligent pursuit of justice will determine the true outcome of this perplexing case. The mystery continues, shrouded in a web of circumstantial evidence and unanswered questions. The discovery of Celeste Rivas's body in D4VD's Tesla throws a long shadow over the already enigmatic circumstances surrounding the young musician's sudden withdrawal from public life. The investigation, far from being closed, has only just begun to delve into the darker recesses of this complex situation. The initial reports painted a picture of a tragic accident, perhaps a reckless act with fatal consequences. However, closer examination reveals inconsistencies, details that refuse to fit neatly into a straightforward narrative. The location of the car, parked in a secluded area away from any known surveillance, raises serious questions. Was this a premeditated act, or a desperate attempt to conceal something far more sinister? The positioning of the body within the vehicle, The lack of any apparent struggle suggests a level of planning and precision that points beyond a simple accident. The digital footprint left behind by both D4VD and Celeste offers another layer of intrigue. Their social media interactions, though seemingly innocuous on the surface, reveal a pattern of cryptic messages and veiled allusions. These digital breadcrumbs, meticulously collected and analyzed, hint at a deeper, more complex relationship than initially perceived. Was there a pre-existing conflict, or perhaps a clandestine affair shrouded in secrecy? The lack of direct communication, the sudden cessation of contact, all contribute to a growing sense of unease and suspicion. The timeline of events surrounding the night of the incident is also fragmented and unreliable. Witness accounts are scarce, and those available are inconsistent and often contradictory. The lack of corroborating evidence further complicates the investigation, leaving investigators to piece together the puzzle from disparate, often unreliable fragments. The absence of physical evidence, such as fingerprints or clear signs of forced entry, only serves to deepen the mystery. Furthermore, D4VD's behavior in the aftermath of the discovery is equally suspect. His sudden cancellation of all professional engagements, the cryptic posts on social media, the conspicuous silence. These actions speak volumes, even without uttering a single word. Is it the silence of grief, or the silence of guilt? The psychological profile of the artist, gleaned from interviews and public appearances, offers a glimpse into a potentially troubled mind, one capable of both immense creativity and profound emotional instability. The question remains, does this instability explain his actions, or mask a far more sinister truth? The investigation extends beyond the immediate circle of D4VD and Celeste. The individuals in their respective lives, their acquaintances, their colleagues are now subjects of intense scrutiny. Their connections, their motives, their alibis are being carefully examined for any inconsistencies, any hint of involvement in this tragic event. This investigation is a complex tapestry woven from threads of suspicion, uncertainty, and the relentless pursuit of truth. The evidence, while suggestive, remains circumstantial. The case hinges on interpretation, on the ability to connect disparate pieces of information to form a cohesive and convincing narrative. It is a delicate balance between speculation and fact, between conjecture and concrete evidence. The road to justice is long and arduous, requiring meticulous attention to detail and an unwavering commitment to uncovering the truth. Whatever it may be, the mystery of D4VD and the untimely death of Celeste Rivas remains a complex and evolving enigma. The investigation continues. Justice, however, will not be swift. The investigation continues. Justice, however, will not be swift. The lingering questions surrounding the death of Celeste Rivas and the involvement of D4VD cast a long shadow, a chilling uncertainty that hangs heavy in the air. We've examined the superficial connections, the the coincidental similarities between D4VD's graphic novel and the crime scene, his sudden withdrawal from the public eye. But these are merely fragments, pieces of a larger, more intricate puzzle. The deeper we delve, the more elusive the truth becomes. Let's consider the digital footprint. D4VD's online presence, usually vibrant and active, vanished almost completely after the incident. His social media accounts, once bustling with fan interactions and promotional posts, fell silent. This silence is significant. It's not merely the absence of promotional material. It's the absence of any communication. No statements, no updates, no attempt to address the speculation swirling around him. This deliberate silence fuels suspicion. Is it a calculated strategy to avoid further scrutiny? Or is it the silent scream of someone overwhelmed by guilt? The digital silence speaks volumes, though deciphering its meaning proves to be a considerable challenge. Then there's the question of motive. Why Celeste? What connection did she have to D4VD that could have escalated to such a tragic end? The police have been tight-lipped about their findings, releasing only minimal information to the public. This lack of transparency only adds to the growing sense of unease. Were they lovers? Business partners? Or was this a random act of violence? A case of mistaken identity? Or something far more sinister? The absence of a clear motive intensifies the mystery, leaving the public to speculate based on fragmented rumors and unreliable sources. These sources, often fueled by online gossip and conjecture, complicate the investigation further, making the separation of truth from fiction an almost impossible task. The graphic novel, Itami, initially presented as a mere coincidence, deserves a closer look. The striking parallels between the fictional narrative and the real-life events raise serious questions. The artistic rendering of the killer, the meticulous detail in the crime scenes depicted, these aren't just superficial similarities. They're chillingly precise, raising the possibility that D4VD subconsciously, or even consciously, foreshadowed the events that would unfold. Did he possess precognitive abilities? Or is this a calculated piece of misdirection? A carefully crafted narrative designed to throw investigators off his trail? This intriguing aspect of the case adds another layer of complexity, requiring a deeper exploration of the artist's creative process and the psychological nuances behind his work. The line between fiction and reality blurs, transforming a creative work into potential evidence, blurring the boundaries between art and investigation. We must also examine the testimony of witnesses. Though this proves to be a challenging undertaking, statements are often contradictory and unreliable, clouded by emotions and the pressure of public scrutiny. Some witnesses claim to have seen D4VD near the crime scene. Others deny any knowledge of the events. Reconciling these conflicting accounts is critical, but proves to be exceptionally difficult. The inconsistencies raise questions about the reliability of witness testimony and the potential for deliberate misinformation. The pursuit of truth is hindered by the inherent fallibility of human memory and the manipulative power of fear and pressure. Unraveling the web of lies and half-truths is paramount, yet remains a formidable challenge in the quest for justice. The case of D4VD and Celeste Rivas remains shrouded in mystery. The pieces of the puzzle are scattered, some deliberately obscured, others lost in the fog of speculation. The investigation continues, inching forward with painstaking slowness, each step revealing new complexities and deepening the already profound enigma. The path to justice, it seems, is paved with doubt, speculation, and the enduring challenge of separating fact from fiction. In the face of a meticulously crafted deception, the quest for truth, therefore, continues. The path to justice, it seems, is paved with doubt, speculation, and the enduring challenge of separating fact from fiction. In the face of a meticulously crafted deception, the quest for truth, therefore, continues. We've established the unsettling parallels between D4VD's graphic novel and the grim reality of Celeste Rivas's death. The striking similarities between the fictional Itami and the circumstances surrounding Celeste's demise are undeniably provocative. But correlation doesn't equal causation. Could this be a chilling coincidence, a twisted premonition, or a deliberate, albeit cryptic, confession? The discovery of Celeste's body in D4VD's Tesla adds another layer of complexity. The vehicle itself becomes a crucial piece of evidence, a silent witness to an unfolding tragedy. Ownership records need rigorous verification. Was the car legitimately in D4VD's possession at the time of the incident? Were there any witnesses who can corroborate his alibi? The investigation must delve into the vehicle's GPS data, any potential security footage from nearby establishments, and a thorough forensic examination of the interior for any trace evidence that could link D4VD to the crime. The absence of forced entry doesn't automatically exonerate him, nor does it definitively implicate him. It simply underscores the need for a more comprehensive investigation. Then there's the question of D4VD's behavior in the aftermath. His sudden cancellation of all public appearances. The cryptic social media posts, these actions, while seemingly suspicious, could be interpreted in multiple ways. Grief, shock, fear, these are all plausible explanations for his withdrawn demeanor. However, the absence of a clear and consistent narrative from his representatives only fuels speculation. Did he truly anticipate the intensity of the media scrutiny? Or did he anticipate something more sinister? A calculated silence, perhaps, designed to buy time, to allow for the dissipation of evidence, or to gauge public reaction. The timing and the method of communication are critical aspects that require meticulous examination. The rumors swirling around D4VD and Celeste's relationship are particularly troublesome. Speculation runs rampant on social media, fueled by anonymous sources and ambiguous images. Were they romantically involved? Were they business partners? Did a personal conflict escalate to the point of violence? Again, we find ourselves grappling with the inherent limitations of circumstantial evidence. While social media chatter may be indicative of public perception, it holds little weight in a court of law. Concrete evidence is essential to establish a definitive connection, whether it's through text messages, emails, financial transactions, or witness testimonies. Every digital footprint, every social interaction needs to be meticulously examined, cross-referenced, and verified. We must also consider the possibility of a third party. Could someone else have used D4VD's car to commit the crime? Could someone have framed D4VD? The investigation should explore every conceivable scenario, leaving no stone unturned. The timeline of events, meticulously reconstructed through witness interviews, security footage analysis, and forensic findings, will be crucial in piecing together the sequence of actions leading to Celeste's death. Was there a struggle? Was there an accomplice? These are questions that demand exhaustive investigation. The quest for the truth is a relentless pursuit, requiring patience, diligence, and an unwavering commitment to uncovering the facts, regardless of how inconvenient they may be. Until then, the case remains shrouded in mystery, a testament to the complex web of deception that can ensnare even the most seemingly innocent individuals. The D4VD files remain open. Until then, the case remains shrouded in mystery, a testament to the complex web of deception that can ensnare even the most seemingly innocent individuals. The D4VD files remain open. The discovery of Celeste Rivas and D4VD's Tesla is not just a tragic event. It's a meticulously crafted puzzle box, each piece hinting at a larger, more disturbing picture. The initial reports painted a picture of a sudden, inexplicable death, but a closer look reveals inconsistencies, discrepancies that demand further investigation. The autopsy report, while initially inconclusive, suggests potential signs of struggle, though further toxicology results are pending. This casts a long shadow over the previously accepted narrative of a simple accident. The lack of forced entry into the vehicle raises more questions than answers. Was Celeste already inside when D4VD, assuming he was the last person to have access to the car, arrived? Or was she placed there later? The security footage from the surrounding area, frustratingly, is incomplete, with crucial segments missing or obscured by poor lighting. This lack of irrefutable evidence only fuels speculation and suspicion. Furthermore, the timeline surrounding the discovery is crucial. The car was found abandoned in a secluded area, miles away from D4VD's known residence. The time elapsed between the last confirmed sighting of Celeste and the discovery of the body presents a significant window of opportunity, a void filled only with conjecture. Was D4VD aware of Celeste's whereabouts during that period? His claim of being unaware of the situation needs to be carefully scrutinized. Mobile phone data and location services could provide crucial insight, but access to this information is hampered by legal procedures and privacy concerns. The digital footprint, usually a treasure trove of information in modern investigations, also presents a frustratingly fragmented picture. D4VD's social media activity ceased abruptly after the incident, but a careful examination reveals subtle clues. A seemingly innocuous tweet, deleted within minutes of posting, contained a cryptic message that some interpret as a veiled confession, while others dismiss as a mere coincidence. The analysis of his browsing history and online interactions is still ongoing, but initial reports suggest he may have been researching methods of disposing of evidence or concealing a body. These are just preliminary findings, of course, and further investigation is required to verify their significance. The mystery surrounding Celeste's death is further complicated by the lack of a clear motive. There's no evidence of robbery, and while some online rumors suggest a potential romantic entanglement between D4VD and Celeste, concrete proof is absent. Was this a crime of passion, a premeditated act, or something else entirely? The potential for other individuals to be involved can't be ruled out. The investigation must broaden its scope to include everyone who may have had contact with Celeste or D4VD in the days leading up to her death. The pressure is on law enforcement to unearth more concrete evidence and provide some closure for the grieving family. The weight of suspicion, however, remains heavily on D4VD. The narrative surrounding D4VD's comic book, featuring a detective and a killer named Itami, takes on a sinister new light in the context of this investigation. Was it a premonition, a subconscious confession, or simply a macabre coincidence? This element adds a deeply unsettling layer to the already complex case. The parallels between the fictional narrative and the real-life events are undeniable, raising concerns about D4VD's mental state and potential involvement. The ambiguity of the evidence forces us to consider all possibilities until further evidence comes to light. The D4VD files remain an open case, a chilling reminder of how easily appearances can deceive. The truth, as they say, is often stranger than fiction. The questions remain: was this a tragic accident, a premeditated murder, or something far more sinister? Only time and a thorough investigation will reveal the answers. The questions remain: was this a tragic accident, a premeditated murder, or something far more sinister? Only time and a thorough investigation will reveal the answers. But the initial evidence presents a chilling puzzle. The discovery of Celeste Rivas in D4VD's Tesla is undeniably suspicious. The car itself, a sleek, black Tesla, practically screams of wealth and a certain level of detachment from the mundane. This isn't a beat-up sedan found parked haphazardly down a side street. It's a statement vehicle, a vehicle that instantly elevates the stakes of this investigation. The police report states the vehicle was locked, further complicating the scenario. How did Celeste gain access? Was she already inside when D4VD last used the vehicle? Or was she placed there after the fact? The lack of forced entry suggests a degree of familiarity, a comfort level that speaks volumes, regardless of whether it was consensual or not. The toxicology reports are still pending, but early indications suggest no signs of forced drugs or alcohol. The manner of death is inconclusive at this stage, adding another layer of complexity to the already intricate web of unanswered questions. The timeline is equally troubling. D4VD's social media silence is deafening. His abrupt cancellation of tour dates, the cryptic posts, all point toward a deliberate attempt to withdraw from public scrutiny. Is this the behavior of an innocent man suddenly thrust into a horrifying situation? Or something more calculated? The absence of a public statement, a denial, or even a simple expression of grief for Celeste is perplexing, especially given his public persona as a sensitive and empathetic artist. His silence speaks volumes, unfortunately, and those volumes are filled with suspicion. Then there's the comic book. The striking similarity between the fictional killer Itami and the circumstances surrounding Celeste's death is undeniably eerie. The artistic parallels are too precise to dismiss as mere coincidence. The brooding, shadowed figure of Itami, the method of killing, albeit fictional, these elements mirror aspects of the current investigation with an unnerving precision. Was this a premonition, a subconscious confession, or simply a chillingly accurate piece of creative writing? The line blurs, and the question hangs heavily in the air. This isn't just about a pop star. This is about unraveling a potential narrative woven into reality itself. Furthermore, the relationship between D4VD and Celeste remains shrouded in mystery. While there's no concrete evidence of a romantic connection, whispers and rumors circulate online. The The scant public information portraying their interactions is curiously limited. We're presented with a puzzle to individuals seemingly connected by an unspoken bond. Did they have a business relationship? A personal one? Was there conflict, resentment, or something far more complex at play? The absence of clear answers only fuels the ongoing speculation. The investigation is far from over. The police are currently reviewing phone records, financial transactions, and security camera footage. This is not just about solving a crime. It's about piecing together the fragmented lives of two individuals, their intricate connections, and the devastating events that brought them together in this tragic way. The D4VD files remain open, waiting for the final chapter to be written. The truth, however elusive, will eventually emerge. Only then can we begin to understand the full extent of this unsettling enigma and the questions surrounding D4VD's involvement in Celeste Riva's death. The clock is ticking, and the answers, like the shadow of the Tesla, linger just out of reach. Only then can we begin to understand the full extent of this unsettling enigma and the questions surrounding D4VD's involvement in Celeste Riva's death. The clock is ticking, and the answers, like the shadow of the Tesla, linger just out of reach. The initial shock of the discovery Celeste, lifeless within D4VD's seemingly innocuous Tesla, has given way to a chilling investigation, a complex web of coincidences and unanswered questions that gnaw at the edges of our understanding. We've explored the unsettling parallels between D4VD's graphic novel, featuring a detective battling a killer named Itami, and the grim reality of Celeste's death. The stark contrast between the heroic detective and the cold-blooded Itami mirrors the stark contrast between the public image of D4VD and the suspicion swirling around him. Was this a premonition, a dark foreshadowing, or simply a disturbing coincidence? The ambiguity is deliberate, unsettling. The connection between the Tesla and Celeste remains a central point of contention. Forensic evidence, while not yet publicly released, will be crucial. The vehicle's GPS data, any traces of a struggle, even minute fibers, these details will paint a clearer, though perhaps still unsettling, picture. The lack of immediate public statements from D4VD regarding his whereabouts on the night of the incident adds further fuel to the fire. His silence, his canceled appearances, paint him as a person consumed by something, although it remains unclear whether this is grief, fear, or something far more sinister. Then there's Celeste herself. The limited public information reveals a young woman with aspiration, dreams, and connections of her own. Investigating her life, her friendships, and her professional relationships might uncover a motive we haven't even considered. The online speculation is rampant, filled with unverified claims and accusations. We must remain cautious, filtering out the noise and focusing on verified facts as we build a clearer picture. The relationship between D4VD and Celeste is a riddle wrapped in an enigma. Rumors of a clandestine affair, a professional collaboration, even a casual friendship, all compete for prominence. Each theory holds the potential to unlock the truth, yet each simultaneously raises more questions than it answers. Was it a passionate disagreement? A business dispute gone awry? A tragically misunderstood encounter? Until we have concrete evidence, any conclusion would be premature. The investigation is ongoing, and we're left with a haunting tableau: a sleek black Tesla, a lifeless body, a silent musician, and a city shrouded in suspicion. The weight of unanswered questions hangs heavy in the air. We must avoid rushing to judgment, remembering that every piece of the puzzle, no matter how small, contributes to the bigger picture. The D4VD files remain open. The truth, elusive and shrouded in shadows, awaits discovery. This is not just a celebrity scandal. This is a life lost, and a mystery that demands meticulous investigation. We, as a public, must demand transparency. We must urge law enforcement to continue their diligent investigation, to follow every lead, no matter how insignificant it may seem. We must push for the release of information, respecting the need for privacy while also upholding the principles of justice. The silence surrounding this case is deafening, and the continued unanswered questions fuel speculation and distrust. Demand accountability. Demand the truth. Only then can we hope to bring a measure of closure to this tragic case and prevent similar tragedies from occurring in the future. The case of D4VD and Celeste Rivas serves as a grim reminder of the complexities of human relationships and the devastating consequences that can arise when those relationships unravel. The investigation continues. The truth, we hope, will prevail.